Okay, today we go into chapter 3. Again, just a reminder, we will focus on 4LO in this module. So it's related to your test. Your test 1 will be CL1, CL2. Your test 2 will be CL3, CL4. And then your assignment, you need to meet all CL, right? So make sure your assignment include all the element here in your report. Okay. Then your final, of course, it cover all the LO. So your projects here, 30%, I already briefed you guys, right? So projects were due in weeks number 6. Okay, your projects report now. Due week 6. I give you until Sunday, 11:59 PM on Canvas time. After 12 AM, consider no submission, 0 marks. Take note on the due date. So I will give you guys how to do the projects, 30%. Okay. Then for the test, we'll do in week 4 and then week 7 or week 6. It depends on our progress. Assignment, this one later I will give you do during maybe week 5, right? And then you submit in week 5 and then you submit week 7. Okay, your final exam, 3%. Okay. So we did cover chapter 1, introduction to project management. We did cover chapter 2, growth of project management. And we need to do one replacement for our Agong birthday, 5th of June. Today we'll do chapter 3, introduction to project manager. So we'll focus on project manager role and responsibility today. Then we'll go into chapter 4, and you're ready for your test 1 in week number 4, the last Friday morning, right? Okay, 2 hours, 2 questions. Okay. Okay. All right. Now, chapter 3, we look in all these point, but we're focusing on how to what is project manager, right? What is project manager? So let's start at in general. In general, you have to know that if you're assigned as a project manager, actually you have little authority. You are like a coordinator. All right, you coordinate, they make sure the project reach customer requirement. Make sure the project success. Again, what is success in short form? You reach maximum, you reach a customer requirement in terms of with the time, resources that you have. Okay. So again, the real authority of the projects rests with the project sponsor and functional manager. So the real authority that authority here refer to the resources. The man, the talent, the expertise, the equipment, all lay in the authority of a project sponsor and also functional manager. Okay. So this is just a side note. The project manager, this is in the layman words lah. So you actually you are leadership without authority. In some cases, you actually have authority. It depends on how the management put and empower the project manager, right? Okay. In functional manager, they in charge of the resources. One of it is your staff. It's your staff. So again, project manager don't go step over boundaries. For example, the HR things. HR department actually is a functional line. So they don't go and tell the HR how much the pay and so on. So you just, again, project manager, the main focus is on the project itself and make sure it's success. And also it propose some decision making, right? Yesterday class, we learned about 4 types of decision. Proceed with alteration or proceed with modification, delay with information, and then or cancel. 4 types of decision. Okay. So this is some cases, project manager, they were stationed internally and do not allowed to communicate with the personnel outside the company, for example, the vendors and all this. Right? So some companies some companies. But nowadays, the project manager actually he know everything about the project, the projects. So he actually is the one who have a big knowledge about the project. So it's just that sometimes he don't have the final say about the resources. Okay. Sometimes project manager is a position where the company want to promote someone. So it's like a test for that candidates where they put this candidate as a project manager and then see how this candidate interact with the colleagues and make sure the projects delivered. So sometimes the project manager is a stepping stone to offer these candidates in a higher position. Okay. Right. So the rest you read. Again, project manager have no say in the input or enforce constraint or boundary condition of the project. All this is the functional team. They will do the input for the project manager. Okay. So why this constraint and boundary condition is have no say? Because all these they already done by the client or customers or the sales teams. The sales team already approached the customers and already seal the early requirement. They already talk to the customer, okay, what they want, they didn't know already. Okay. Okay, the rest you read, Rest you read. Okay. Now, when we mention resources, these are the 6 resources that we will focus on in project management or as a project manager. Your project, of course, in earlier we mentioned that success of a project, you need to consider time, cost, performance. But if the question asks you in section A, what are the resources of a project manager that manage? So these are the answer. Money, employees, equipment, facilities. Sorry, this is not project manager. Company resources. Okay, company resources, money, employee, equipment, facilities, material, information technologies. All these are managed by, not managed, have a final say by who? By the functional department. Okay, by each department. So for example, money is finance, employee is HR, or the in charge person or the chief of department. Equipment, maybe it's a line manager or supervisor, right? So facilities or equipment, if you work in a big company, sometimes they name the expert as a specialist. They will name that, okay, specialist for that particular subject. Facilities, this one is, for example, in INTI, you have an AFM department, right? Material, this one, sometimes this one is on the sourcing or planning department. Information, this one IT lah. the IT department. So again, I need to highlight this one. Project manager don't have control in all the resources. They don't have a good relationship with the functional manager, right? So sometimes you use functional manager, sometimes you use line manager, same. Same. The rest you read, Okay. Now, nowadays, we can say that most of the employee already highly educated. Most of them, they have already come with an advanced degree. So it gives some advantages to somebody that appointed as a project manager, right? So, well, the line manager allocates staffing for the project manager with someone with the degree. For example, you guys, you are after you graduate, you work as a staff in the company. Then after like 3 years, 4 years, you was appointed. You have potential to be promoted to management role. So they put you as a project manager. Then, well, the line manager allocates staffing for this kind of candidates. The answer is yes, right? Why? Because a line manager or functional manager, they are the expert in that area. So for example, production manager and or the specialized or specialists for that machine, right? When you have a degree, especially engineering degree, you know the basic of engineering. You know how what are the standards or what how to operate a certain machine. You know how to do analysis. You know how to take care of that machine. All right. So in most of the time, to answer the highlight question, the answer is yes, because they know that you have the knowledge to handle the equipment, the resources, and so on. Right. Okay. So the baseline is yes. It's yes. Again, I need to highlight the relationship must be there. Relationship must be there. So if you work in the industry, relationship is very important. Okay. Even though you are the expert in some area, but if you don't have a soft skill to do project as a team, then most of the time you will drag your projects. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So again, relationship, relationship. You need a good relationship as a successful project manager. So successful project management, one is relationship. Another one is that the functional employees means the resources that you loan from the functional manager. They must able to report vertically to the line manager. What I mean by vertically? So let's say this is your org chart, your organization chart. So the functional employee, let's say this is your functional department or functional. So let's say this is the design department, design and development department. Okay. So this person, you must allow this person to report to his manager and also his um, horizontally to maybe there is another project manager here. The word vertical here means you report directly to your supervisor lah. The functional, this engineer report to his manager or this one. Vertical means horizontal means this one lah. Okay, horizontal. For more and project manager means maybe the staff he have a lot of skill or the machine is share with other department. So this guy he should able to work with other project manager lah. Okay. So since you're sharing the resources, again, good relationship is important in the industry. Okay. Okay. This is just an elaboration of the project manager. Elaboration. So from this diagram, just now we touched on resources. So there are 6 types of resources: money or capital, equipment, material, facilities, information, and your personnel here is your employee. Employee, yes. So you have input, then resources go into integrate process, your integration, right? So integrate means a decision making over here. Then your output is your product, service, and profit. Okay. Okay, what is important in this slide is that how you integrate is that what is your input, what is your output. Okay, your input on the left hand side, you go in integration, come out, what is your output? Left hand side is your resources, output is your what is your customer want, right? So product, service, and profit. So the rest you read, as you read. So interface management is a relationship. So what are the relationship? So there are 4, you can say there are 4 types of relationship within the team member, the group itself. So between the team and the functional organization or functional group, the team and the senior management, team and the customers. Here, customers, again, you have internal and external. Right. So here, maybe, let's say Proton. Proton, you have lots of brand, right? Proton, you have brand A, brand B, brand C. So here, maybe some parts, maybe some parts in model A or project model A will share with B. So this is the point at the last point there. Where is the interface of management? So sometimes they will. This is your input lah. You input, then you integrate. Then you when you integrate, you will share the resources, and then you come up with the output, something like that. Okay. Yeah, so this one I already mentioned just now. It's a platform for promotion. It's a platform for promotion. Okay. So when it comes to responsibility, what are the differences? Project manager, they have an overview of the projects. Line manager or functional manager or expert, they do all the detailed plannings. For example, finance department, they'll do budgeting. Engineering or R&D department, they will come up with a detailed product planning, the blueprint of that products, and so on. So the project manager, again, he want to make sure the project successful, achieving what customer want. Okay. So these are all the checklists for project plan. So what are the checklists that you need for the project? So you have to make sure that you have a clear scope of the projects or task definition. what are the resources that you need so that you can communicate with the functional group or functional manager. You should have a Gantt chart or the project management timetable. You should have when to start, when to end. Okay, so then you do some trade-off. Okay, maybe customer say 1 month you need to deliver, let's say. So 1 month is 4 weeks. So when you go back to the company, when you manage a project, don't say to your team, okay, you can mention what customer need 4 months. You be honest, this one, and then you have to trade off. So you adjust the schedule. You tell your design team or the whole project team. You say, okay, we need to deliver in 4 weeks, but we need to trade off. We need to buffer for some emergencies or some stuff like for example delivery, some purchasing on the parts. They need some time for shipping and all this. So we will shorten the duration from start to end, right? So these are all the things that you need to manage. And previous class also we learned the 5 points: point A, point B, point C, point D, the plan, achieve, and then perfect case and all this. So have to make sure it delivers successfully. Definition, quality. This one is customer requirement. What customer want, performance, measurement. This one is the internal process, how you measure. Then you define what is project success. This is basically is what customer want. Okay. So all this you read. So when you have all this good project management, you have all these things. You see all this benefit. Okay. Okay. So in some textbook, you will see project champion and project manager. Okay, what are the difference? Project champion, they are like Lone Ranger, they are Rambo. Okay, or they're like the Iron Man. They like to work individual. But they are the expert in that area, right? So if you're project champion, normally you work alone, or you prefer to work alone, maybe 2, not more than 3, right? So right? So it depends. So project champions, sometimes if you have very complex, maybe you have a small group, but it's still a small number, right? Product manager, you prefer to work in a groups because you manage the whole the entire projects. So you and all this you read so there are differences. So sometimes the question, if this kind of question come out, I'll let you know. You need to mention 3 points for one side, 3 points for one side. And it's okay you use point form to answer in this module, but don't too short not until like you use one word then you expect me to give you full marks, cannot. So so for example, you for the question say what are the differences between project champion and project manager? So the question will say describe 3 differences or three differences between project manager and project champion. So you just choose any point here, 3 one side, 3 one side. Then for example here, seek perfection. You don't use one word perfection. If you write perfection, I will put question mark. What do you mean? So don't too short. Don't too short. Your answer have to be very clear. You want to use point form. Okay. Okay. So project manager, like the professor Professor X. All right. So we have done with the project manager chapter 3. Chapter. Okay. So let me end the recording.